Hey, what's up, guys? Norris here. Today is Sunday, so we're gonna do our question and answer Q&A. And hope you guys liked yesterday's video on squats and bench. I got my Train Insane t-shirt on, just because a lot of you guys answered, what's your favorite DBZ character? And it's actually Vegeta. If you watch the show or know what I'm talking about, cool. If you don't worry about it. Anyways, Vegeta. That's my man. Anyways, a lot of great questions. On my last video and throughout the week, I got a ton of questions, which are awesome. And I'm going to get started answering some of those today. Obviously can't answer them all, so if I don't get to yours, I apologize. I'm trying to answer a lot of great questions and things I think would be good to talk about. So it's not that yours isn't necessarily a good question or anything like that. It's just, I guess, personal, my preference on what I think I should talk about or whatever. So to get started, Lift and Beauty by Aya, I think that's how you say your name, asks, hey Jesse, just curious how you handle a bad workout. And someone responded, he doesn't have bad workouts. Well, actually, yes, I do have bad workouts. And the biggest way, how I respond, isn't necessarily like just try and push through the workout. Sometimes, I might be able to push through and get in some workout or in some work at a less, lighter weight or whatever. But the biggest thing I do is figure out what went wrong. Did I not sleep enough? Did I not eat properly throughout the week? Am I losing weight? Because that's a huge contributor right there. You're losing weight, you're usually going to lose strength with that. Am I just burnt out? Is my CNS fried? Did I not have enough time to recover? Could be a variety of things. So I would say figure out what went differently this week. What maybe you worked a little more intensely, you added an extra set, or maybe you just threw on an extra 10-15 pounds earlier in the week on one of your workouts. Could be a variety of things. So figure out what went different, and then next week, go back and change some things. If you need more rest and recovery, take a set off or take a day off in between. So next week when you come and hit that workout, you're, a little more rested or recovered, and potentially that's what went wrong. So I'd say figure that out and go from there. It's just all about you almost should just document your workouts, and that way when you look back you can see what's changed. And usually there's something in there, something very simple. Could be nutrition. Usually it's my CNS. I just overworked throughout the week, and then on Saturday I squat really heavy or squatted too much, and then Monday on deadlifts, maybe my deadlift sucked, and that just could be from Saturday's workout. So could be something simple like that. I'm Shamu. He asks, hey Jesse, I've noticed you're always calm when you lift. I've started doing that myself. What's the reason behind that? A lot of lifters I see like to get extremely angry, it seems. If you could answer this, it would be great. So, believe it or not, in my teenage years, I used to lift angry quite often. I just seemed like there's a lot of things outside of lifting, maybe not going my way, or whatever the case might be. But just a troubled teenager, basically. So I used to lift very emotionally, and usually, you can find a way to use the anger or whatever it is to push through your workouts, and maybe that will help. and it helps for a short period of time. But eventually, you're gonna run out of that. You're gonna run out of that fuel, and you're not gonna do so well. So I figured that out young, and basically, I mean, sometimes maybe I'll train emotionally. I try not to. I try to stay calm, composed. Basically, what I say is, I just want to look for a better performance. I want a PR. I want to make myself better in whatever way I can. So that's my goal. That's my that's what I use to push me. Is I just want to be better. And if I'm having better workouts and hitting PRs in the weight room and in training, and that's just going to transfer out into the platform. I'm just going to be better by the end of it. So I use that to push myself rather than emotion, just because you're going to run out of that emotional fuel, and that just doesn't always help. Can make things worse. I'm not sure I mean, a lot of people might have that emotional side, and might help them for a short period of time, like I said, but eventually you're not going to have it, and you're not going to know what to go off of. So just lifting calm, composed, and looking towards the end game rather than short game as far as what's happening in your life and things like that. How about you look for, how you're going to perform? That's what I'd say. Just lift calm, composed. Basically, everything you can do is going to happen in training and during your workouts and things like that. That's the only thing that's going to change your performance. So when you go into a meet and you're trying to psych yourself out, the adrenaline might help, but usually you're not going to do any better than anyone else that has just trained. I guess that's the only way I can answer it, is just I don't see the point in it. It seems silly to me to train emotionally, and you're gonna run out of that fuel eventually. And it's hard to train angry every day, and that just puts off such a bad vibe. It's like, I don't see any point in it. So that's my answer, and we'll move on, just because I don't have a real scientific way to answer it, other than I just don't see the point. Alright, on to the next one. Steven, SWM. He's got like a paragraph here, so let's do this. Do you attribute any of your rather remarkable strength to inheritance? Kinda. I mean, I have a good, I guess, bloodline. Like, my uncle does a lot of strongman. My mom tells me my dad was strong when he was young. But outside of my uncle, there's not really anyone that ever competed. So I wouldn't exactly know, but I do feel like I have a good genetic pool for what I do. Do you think inheritance, you inherited the tendency to develop muscle more easily than normal or average person? Again, that goes to your genetic pool, so yes, I probably did. Or do you think anyone who have followed your exact same workout regimen through the years would be fairly identical to you? Yes. So, I mean, there's so many contributors to, why I am the way I am. Genetics play a role, but I don't feel like they're significant to saying, someone can't build muscle or build strength. Like, yeah, maybe not as much muscle or not as much strength, but I feel like if someone was to follow my exact same routine and what I've done over the years, I feel like they'd be close. They'd be muscular, they'd be strong, maybe not as strong, but they would be in the same range. Then he just goes on to saying, by the way, looking up to someone such as Goku, it's not a bad identity, although fictional, to look up to. And yeah, so absolutely not. It's great role model, although fictional. So I hope that answered your questions. I know that was brief, but that's how I feel about it. Just want to get through all these questions today, because I picked quite a few of them. Ryan Turner asks, Well, does he ask anything? He says, well, I don't even own a belt, so I guess that's positive for my core strength. So your pressing movements throughout the week, do you like to stick to one exercise per training cycle? Or do you kind of do whatever you feel like, i.e. push press, strict press? I have a set schedule, so 3 days a week, 2 days I'm doing heavy bench, 1 day I'm doing pause bench, which is lighter, and 1 day I'm doing log or overhead press. So I follow a regimen. It's pretty laid out. It will vary depending on how many reps I do and sets I do, and perhaps the weight that I do. But other than that, that's, throughout the week. I'm gonna have Monday bench, Tuesday overhead or log, Thursday is my light bench day, and then Saturday is another heavy bench day. So that's kind of how that goes. Then he says, also, who's your favorite DBZ character? Again, Vegeta's. So that answers that. Here's the last question. I thought was a really good question, so hopefully I can, not make this run on as much as possible. Nestor asks, my question is this: as a powerlifter and professional athlete, what's your greatest fear? I mean, what's the one thing you know will be your hardest, most difficult challenge, and how would you face it? And for me, based on my sport and what I'm doing at my age, I know one day, either my knees are gonna feel like shit, I'm gonna get weak, etc. Basically, I fear getting old, and I fear losing the ability to do what I'm doing now. And I know one day that's gonna happen. And, I could say maybe my fear would be people, judging me or calling me a liar. And I've kind of gotten over that. People think I'm lying about so many things, and, all I can say to that is I know people closest to me know the truth. I know the truth, and that's what matters most. I'm fine with it, basically. But other than outside of that, it'd be losing the ability to do everything I'm doing now. I know one day it's gonna happen, and I'd say that's kind of how I deal with it. Is it's gonna happen regardless. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't answer this clearly because it hasn't happened yet, so who knows? But I know that's my biggest fear. So time will tell, how I deal with it, and when it comes to that point, I'm gonna have to figure it out. But I'd say that's my biggest fear, is just losing the ability to do what I do now, getting weaker, having to rely on other people and things like that. I think that's everyone's fear as they get older. So I'd say it's a common fear. Same fear for me, So hopefully I never get injured, because that's kind of similar, but I know I can work through injuries and things like that if need be. So I apologize if that was a brief answer for you, Nestor. It was a great question, so thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked the answers I gave. Hopefully it was helpful and beneficial to you. So that will wrap it up, you guys. Hopefully you liked the video. If you like it, please leave me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. And I'll keep rolling out these videos throughout the week. Hopefully I'm not going to get sick, because Candace is sick in the other room. So hopefully I'm not going to get sick anytime soon. So I will see you guys probably tomorrow. I'm going to be doing deadlifts and bench. And hopefully I'll make another great video. More exciting, hopefully. Right now, just wrapping up some emails. I'm going to throw this video together for you. And I will talk to you all later. So you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and have a great week.